Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, February 4th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 6 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 55 degrees with a high of 65 and a low of 50. Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, what I'm doing, demonstrating how I'm doing it, and explaining why I did that particular thing. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact, which I know a majority of you do. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, which I highly suggest that you join because that's where you'll get things like the buddy colors, which is the first thing I always do in my broadcast. And there are other things that go on. People post finished pictures there. We talk up things that works out well. So tonight I'm going to be working on, this is the buddy color. It is from V is for Valentine's Day Jubilee. Let me see if I can find the book real quick. This is the book if you're interested. 50 images. Beautiful cover by Maggie. It's really a cutie. I hope you like it. Let's see, let me see, this is the one that this is the one that we're doing. Let me show you the before and after here. So this is the image itself. This is what we've done with it. So here's the before. There's the after. One more time. Before. And after. And based on your feedback about this, you guys seem to be really enjoying it. So, all right, there's the book. And then the second image that I'm working on is from our Posh coloring book, Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light, excuse me. And this is our cabin or cottage. I really should be calling it a cottage instead of a cabin, and the wishing well. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. Let me show you a side by side. Check it out. So yeah, that's coming out beautifully. All right. So let me set that off to the side. Let's see who's popped in already. Mamie, so glad to see you, Mamie. And Tammy. Hi, Tammy and Karen. Hi, Lori. Oh, Tammy, your friend said she's going to try and get the book. Okay, cool. Hi, Angie. Hello, Miss Moggy. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday to one and all. Hello, Janie. There you go. Cool. All right. So let me get my camera set. Let me get my paper towel. You know, I always recommend that you put a paper towel underneath your hand for gliding and our swatch. Okay, so guys, tell me, and thank you so much for all the likes. Always appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, Tammy, you were able to push the like button. Okay, so you figured that out. Excellent. Excuse me. Okay. So last night we were working on the left-hand side. I got the flowers done and the greenery around it. Excuse me. And the greenery around it. And we got the water edge down to the wine cups. All right. I think we are doing well with this. So before I get deep into the coloring, tell me how your day's been. Win, lose, or draw. That's all right, Tammy. Things sometimes take more time for people. I'm glad you figured it out. I'm going to say draw. I could say win-ish because I got my order from Sam's today for my rice. I always order a 25-pound bag of jasmine rice. So Angie says draw. Tammy says draw. Janie says win. Got your hair done after work. Oh, there you go. Lori draw. Mamie draw. Okay. All right, let me grab a little bit of my water and we are good to go. All right, so we're going to work on our glasses a little bit. Oh, jasmine rice is the best. I buy it all the time. Let's see. So get your blues out. Okay. So we need to put, oh, Angie, you have it with beef tips and gravy. Yeah. Delish. So we need to take our blue and we need to put it through our glass, behind our glass. We'll finger blend that. And then I'm going to take my Faber-Castell. Oh no, there's no other rice. Faber-Castell 103. And emphasize that shine on there. Then we're going to do the same thing for the next glass. Now, the second glass is a little trickier. We've got our table behind here. So I'm just going to put a very thin line of my 103, which is the ivory, and then I'm going to come in with my blue. And given that this is such a small space, I'm going to go ahead and use my blender pencil with that. You guys know that I don't advocate using a blender pencil on grayscale. It tends to bring up the gray in the paper. Angie, you got ivory pencils and you're getting them Wednesday. Mamie, jasmine rice is a sweet rice. It is really good. Got a great flavor to it. Let's see. Okay, here's explanation about rice. I'm not even, let's see, phyton nutrients. This is what jasmine rice has. Health benefits, help protect your body cells, improving your immune system, overall health. Jasmine rice is packed with folic acid. Folic acid has been linked to promoting healthy pregnancies, especially when taken before pregnancy and within the first trimester. So, jasmine rice is a long grain rice, means that it's longer and thinner than most other rice types. It also tends to have a fluffy texture when cooked rather than soft and clumpy. Jasmine rice is long grain aromatic rice variety native to Thailand and commonly used in Southeast Asian cooking. It's known for its popcorn-like aroma, fluffy texture, and slightly sweet taste. Jasmine rice can be white, brown, red, purple, or black. When cooked, the grains cling together but aren't sticky, making it ideal for curries, pilafs, and desserts. Oh yeah, and it smells fantastic when cooking. So there you go. It is super, super, super. All right. Faber-Castell 103, our ivory. Now we've got a little bit of green here. Hallelujah, amen, amen. So we need to put that green behind the glass. Who's coloring with me tonight? Janie? Oh, Mamie, you're welcome. See, you ask a question in this group and we answer it. That's what I love about this group. You guys are the best. So, Janie, you're coloring with me. Tammy, you're coloring with me. Angie, I'll have my ink by the end of the week. I'm confused, Angie. Didn't you order the Hewlett Packard deal? Okay, very, very light blend. And then my ivory. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Any questions? So you says, I did try to buy. They connected me to my previous account. I need to call them tomorrow. They charged my card for just the ink and paper. Well, I hope you get it straightened around. Okay, now let's start on the table items. So let's get our ivory, our Faber-Castell 103. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this teacup with the ivory. And then I'm going to come in with pink, and we're going to add just a little bit of pink coloring on the side. I'll come back with my ivory and smooth that out, dull it down a little bit. And I'm going to use a little bit of my blue, darker blue. And I'm just going to tap in a little bit of color around the edges. Very, very lightly. And then we'll add a little bit of blue to that saucer. Now, take your pink and add a little bit of pink to that saucer as well. And then you're going to take your medium blue and just very lightly color that shadow with it. All right, a little bit of Payne's Gray underneath the bottom of this glass here while I'm here. And we'll finger blend that. And then I'm going to slide over. I'm near my middle glass. I'm just going to put in a little bit of light pink. It helps if I stay on camera, of course. finger blend. So guys, if you're not coloring this buddy tonight, buddy coloring, what are you coloring? All right, a little bit of pink on the bottom of this glass over here. I'm on my third glass here. And a little bit of pink Oh, that sounds good, Angie. A little bit of pink near the plate. All right, let me pull out. Let me grab a little bit of water. And look how pretty that plate's starting to turn out. Okay, now over by the R, we've got a fan here. So I'm going to take my darkest pink, but very lightly, cover that color, that circle. And then I'm going to come in with my light pink and go over the top of that. Then we're going to take some green, light green, oh, I think I colored that R there. Let me erase that off. And then near the top, again, my lightest pink. Hey, Grace. And notice how I'm coming to the right next to the plate. Now grab yourself some light purple. So now, right next to that E on the Renoir, we've got our purple. And again, I'm going to erase on top of my E because I want that black. All right. Now let's get inside of that R. And on our lighter spots in between the pink, the ivory. Check it out. Hey, there's Grace. Grace, I was just wondering about you. Okay, and then this little area at the top. We'll pop a little purple in there. Now, again, trust the process. All of this will come together. So now I'm to the left of the fan. Light pink. Our darkest pink. And then go back with a little more of our ivory. We did this before here, but I'm just going to add a little bit of more around these circles that I put in. All right. Let me pull out. Isn't that pretty? Now, ivory. I'm blending over everything on that fan. All right, Grace, thank you. A little bit of ivory on top of the cup. Little teapot here. Okay, let's do the plate here. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, so I have a brownish orange. Let me swatch that for you. This is it right here. If it helps you, this is a color metallic apricot. So it's like an apricot color. So that's my darkest color on these, whatever they are. Now remember, always come in lightly when you start your colors, right? What do I always tell you? Skim in your colors. Grace, if it's easier for you just to start where I'm coloring now, that would be fine, and then go back and catch the rest of it. Now I'm going to come in with my cinnamon color. It's one of my flesh colors. And we'll fill in the rest of this. Hello, Lois. And then just a little bit, very, very light, of my Payne's Gray. And then on the very end here, we're going to go back to our maroon red. This is our darkest red that we've been doing our colors in, our hearts. Maybe it's a raspberry filled roll. Maggie, how are things going with Lamar? So Larry and you set him up in his room today, and we'll be moving him tomorrow. Excellent. All right. How is he responding to the move? Now, underneath our plate, blue shadow. Oh, he doesn't know. Oh, okay. Now, on our plate, back with our pink, just like our little um, teapot or sugar bowl or whatever that is. We'll put in some pink flowers. And then I'm going to come in with my medium green right by the pink, because that green and pink look fantastic together. And then, in order to fit the way I've been doing everything else, we'll take our ivory and we'll go over those colors to make them lighter. And this is the neat thing about colored pencils, is that when you lay down a color like that pink and that green and put the ivory on top, the pink and the green stay intact. That's just the way pencils are. Any questions? Okay, teacup or coffee cup. Pink and green again. There's our pink. Here's our green. And then our ivory. So tell me, guys, is ivory becoming your best friend? That's a question. And we'll put the ivory on the saucer. Okay, Grace, you're using cream. Oh, and it's a little yellow. It reads badly with your camera. Oh, gotcha. Now, below our cup, we're going to do our shadow with our blue. Finger blend. And then I'm going to pop in a little bit of pink. Again, that is the Renoir style and look. Here's my light pink, and then we'll come in with a little bit darker. Finger blend. And since I'm not quite getting the blend that I want, I'm going to use my blending pencil. Very, very light. Now, I'm going to carry this light pink, and I'll pull out in a second so you can get an overall view now. Next to our other teacup, and while I'm here, I'm going to go back because I want to blend this green a little bit up here. Going to soften that up. All right. Let me pull out. Then you can get a look-see of this whole area. Okay, Angie. What do you think? Any questions? Any concerns? Okay. Let's get our little heart done here. I'm going to start out with my lightest pink on the right. And then my darker red. Check it out. And notice how I'm spotting in the darker red on this heart to give that different shades of color as well. Again, Cinco Renoir. Now, I'm going to go back up to my little splotches on the table by my cup. And add that darker pink. And I'm also going to pop in a little bit of green. Not much. I love the pink and green combo. Okay. Teacup. Medium blue. Light pink. A little bit of our pink on the saucer. Here's my medium pink. A little bit of my green. And then to top it off, what? Our ivory. Okay, Angie. Right over these colors because we want them nice and light. And then I'm going to come in with my dark blue. And then I'm going to do a finger smudge, but notice I'm not moving my finger very far. Just a little bit. Let me come in with a little more pink on this right-hand side. All right, let me pop out. Now look at it. Any questions? So I have to laugh a little bit because one of my color pencils here is the Rembrandt Polycolor by Lyra. So here we are, Rembrandt, Renoir. We are a classy group. Okay. Now let's do this plate. Grace, what is surly? Oh, classy group. Gotcha. Yes, we are classy. Okay, let's get our plate done. We are closing in on this very quickly. And a little bit sassy, you better believe it. Hey, I bet you guys never thought that you would be coloring a Renoir picture. Okay, plate. Here's our pink. Look how neat that pattern looks. And then our light blue. I'm going to do the rim first just to define the edges. I'm also going to put a little bit of that blue in between our pink on the plate. Look how cool adding that pink and blue together makes that plate. If that doesn't look Victorian, I don't know what does. Finger blend. And then I'm going to add a medium pink for whatever this is on the plate. So there's our medium pink, and then we'll come in with a light pink. So, Grace, are you sure that we're not too nutty for you? Finger blend. All right. Let's take a look at this again. Now I'm going to take my ivory and we'll go around the edge of that plate. In other words, that outside rim here. And then I'm going to take my medium blue and shadow underneath that plate. And I'm going to tone down the edge of this cup a little bit. I'm not happy with it. And I missed a spot here, my medium blue on this handle. This is on the cup that's right next to the wine glass. All right, guys, what do you think? We just have to do the front of the tablecloth, and then I'm going to do some detailing. And we'll be able to call this one done. Okay. I want you guys to feel confident in doing something like this. It's not hard. Okay. Now, I want to illustrate a point to you. So, remember how we talked about working on different portions of the page? And you know how periodically I ask you, what's the most important part of your page? Somebody give me the answer. What's the most important part of your page? Come on, you got the part you're working on. That's right. So even if it's a tiny little leaf, right? You put all your time and effort into that part of whatever you're doing. Now, I want to illustrate the point. I was thinking about this details. That's right. Let's see if I can do this without cutting myself. That's okay. I have Band-Aids. Now, I don't want you doing this. I'm doing it to make a point. I can do this with a scissors. I woke up thinking about this, and I thought this would be a neat way to make my point. Okay. Now, we have this picture, right? And it's got side to side, top to bottom. It's like a frame. But when you're coloring and you're working on something, I want you to think of it as working inside of a frame and working that detail. Does that make sense? So this is where the statement is, what's the most important part of your piece, the part you're working on? And no matter how dull or mundane you think it is, that doesn't matter. You do the best possible job that you can. I almost feel like I should draw decoration on this. I don't know if I do a good enough job on this, I might keep this as a permanent prop. What do you guys think of this? Does this drive the point home? So here's our frame. All right, there's our frame. Now, I could have made this frame smaller. Your frame may be only half this size. See that? But whatever part that you're working on, this is the part that you consider to be the most important part of the whole thing. And when you add up all those parts, you're going to have a really neat piece. Any light bulbs going on? Cara Lee, hello. Now, even if it's as mundane as this framed here area, which is her part of his coat, these little flowers and these little whatever these are flying around. Any light bulbs go on for me doing this? So does this drive the point home? All right. I guess I have to save that now as my little prop. I'll put a little glue on there. It'll stay together. Okay. So here's where we are so far. We need to do the front of the tablecloth, and then I'm going to do some detailing, and we can call this one done. Okay, Maggie. So let's do the front of this cloth. I'm going to do it in blue, so get your dark, medium, and light blues out, front and center. So I'm going to start with my darkest blue. But again, you just sketch in that color. Okay, Maggie, thank you. I really appreciate it when you guys tell me when you're stepping out. That way I'm not talking to myself. Okay. Now let's roll over here. We have a little bit of our darkish medium. Okay. Now, let's go to the medium. Carly gets excited every once in a while. Okay, now I'm going to stop the blue right there and I'm going to transition to purple. And I need to clean out my pencil sharpener. Hold on. All right. Now, if you notice on your pencil sharpener that your points aren't getting as sharp as you want, just empty your pencil sharpener, because for some reason, if it's full, it doesn't sharpen as well. Okay, so we've got our purples out. Gosh, that even sounds better. I get so excited about the littlest things. Okay, medium purples. Now, the reason that it's important that we get our purple down here, I need to pull out to show you this. Excuse me. Is because we have blues up here for the water. If we put too much blue down here at the bottom, it's going to look like this table is floating on water, and that's what we don't want. All right. Excuse me. Here's my dark purple. And then here's our medium purple. I don't know why my voice is so scratchy tonight. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my light purple. And I'm just going to skim over the top of where I put my turquoise here. All right, and now I'm going to come back with my what? My ivory. And that ivory is going to act as a blender and it's going to diffuse my colors. Take your time. Now, I'm also going so far as to angle my ivory. All right. Linda, hello. Oh, we're so glad to see you. Now I'm going to come in with a little bit of Payne's Gray. And I'm going to go along the top and we're going to bring that Payne's Gray down a little bit just to create a major difference between our water and the front of this table. Finger blend. Linda, how are you feeling today? Any news on your diagnosis that you care to share? Okay. Let's pull out and get an eye full of this whole piece. If you've been following along, your piece should look something like this. Okay. Now, one of the things that I don't talk about, but should be talking more about, is whenever you do a picture, turn it upside down and take a look at it. And the reason that you want to do that, haven't heard from your heart test yet. I got the flu and ran into some issues. Have 5 days of treatment. Oh, so at least that much longer in there, fluid in your lungs and around your heart. Oh, Linda, we've been praying for you. Now, the reason that you want to turn your picture upside down and take a look at it is because it then confuses the brain and takes your mind off of the image and puts it onto the color layout and the formatting. So right now, if you're looking at your picture upside down, it doesn't make sense. But we do see how the colors are dispersed. Linda, we're all rooting for you. Okay, now, one thing I noticed is it looks like there's a wall of green over here, and it abruptly stops. And I don't like how that's making this picture look. So I'm going to find my dark, medium, and light green. And starting with my medium green, I'm going to carry over more green into the area by her hair. Does that make sense? Finger blend. Any questions of how I fix that? Then I'm going to take my flesh color, and I'm going to color in that area around the candle a little better. So I'm just going to put in a light pinkish flesh color. And I'm going to re-energize that yellow. And I'm going to re-energize the yellow on this other candle as well. Finger blend. All right, let's pull out. Much better. See how that balances better with the green. Okay, now I have an awkward little area here. I'm just going to take my medium green and fill in this area right here. All right, everybody see the difference? Then I'm going to move over to the Renoir name. Janie, good night. And I'm going to take my black Sharpie marker and I'm going to re-energize that black. Even if you're black from your printer is pretty good, you still want to outline here. Because that really sharpens everything up. All right. Let's do the N. Then our O. And then our I. And then our R. My Linda, so glad to see you. Hello, my Linda. Sum number 16. All right. Okay. Now, there's a couple of areas that I want to add depth to and dimension, and then we can call this puppy done. My first area is in my flowers over here. Payne's Gray. Check it out. Does everybody see how this is making a difference? And I want you to notice that I'm using the Payne's Gray over the darker green. But I'm not completely covering up that darker green. Finger blend. What a difference. And then I'm going to use that Payne's Gray down into the V area. Absolutely beautiful. Now, based on what I just did with the Payne's Gray, somebody tell me where else I could use it. Any thoughts? And the answer is in between our flowers here. There you go. Look at that. Finger blend. Any questions? And then we're going to go where our wine bottle is, and we're going to go in between our roses. Any question to this? And I don't know about you, but that's looking pretty swift. And then I'm going to come up into the upper right hand area. And we're going to put a little bit, now don't go crazy dark with your gray. And guys, I want you to see how that little bit of gray really makes a difference. All right. Now, notice I'm mostly working around the blue flowers. Now, do not get streaky with your Payne's gray. Otherwise, it screws up the effect. What do you think, people? And then we'll come down here into that V. Finger blend. Okay, now what do you think? Guys, perfectly doable. Grace, what do you think? All right. One more little touch. And then I can call this puppy done. And Grace, you've been doing a beautiful job on your piece. I appreciate you posting in the group. Okay, in the upper left-hand corner, we have some lights. Probably along a boulevard or something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on some silver rhinestones. And these will be various sizes. And then when we get to the smaller ones, Isn't that beautiful? All right, let me go back to the left. Now, if you guys do diamond painting, you've got these little doohickeys already. I think we're good. My Linda, you dropped your phone. Okay. There you go. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take white, not ivory, but white. Any questions about this additional white? My Linda, the diamonds are lights that are on the side, and then these streaks of white are the reflection of those lights. Guys, I am calling this done. Gypsy. There you go. Guys, not hard. So now, if I have enough spray, any specific questions about anything that I've done on this piece? Yeah, those diamonds along the coast there are really great. Okay, let's see if I can get a little fixative out of this. Hold on. Now you'll notice that the fixative gives this a color boost. I love it. All right, Mamie. Now, for those of you that are coloring with me, what do you think? For those of you that are coloring with me, how hard was this to do? Okay, Angie, good night. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the hardest, okay, Mamie, thank you. With 10 being the hardest, how hard was this to do? Now, I realize some of you aren't done, but I think that you can still give me a reasonable answer. Grace, how hard was this for you to do? About a 6, but I showed you guys everything. Tammy, a little harder for you. Okay. Carly, good night. Excellent. Is this for more advanced grayscale? Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, it's not like a super simple one that you see in some coloring books. If you walked through this with me and did the coloring with me, it shouldn't have been that difficult for you to do. Again, I'm going to use my little picture frame. You do your little portions. Right? That's what we did. See that? Well, guys, that's the whole point of you listening to this broadcast. So, Gypsy, you said, yeah, that's what you were thinking because I explained the steps and how you achieve the results. Exactly. That's the whole point of the group. Well, one of the major points, I would say. If you do little portions at a time, like I'm showing you in this picture frame, this should not be a hard piece for you to do. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. If I can't talk you guys through doing something like this, I shouldn't be broadcasting. All right, we'll have a new buddy color tomorrow, and it's going to be out of my postcard books. Calling this one done. Here you go. I would encourage you guys to sign and date your work as well. You should be proud of what you're doing. Okay, next project. So again, tomorrow, the new buddy color is going to be out of this book. Vintage Valentine Postcards Jubilee. Carmen, there you are. Carmen, we just finished this image. All right, so next image is out of this book. Mandy will give you the link if you want to pick it up. But of course, you know I'm going to provide the image that I'm coloring for free. This is the cutest little book. This is the back cover. All right. Carmen, what's going on with your eye? Posh Coloring Book, Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light. The infection is cleared up in your eye. It's still inflamed. Okay. Can you see out of it okay? And guys, please don't forget to hit that like arrow. Miss Tammy, good night. Tammy, did you enjoy the Renoir? Did you learn something? Okay, so the nurse is cutting back on the eye drops. It still goes wonky every now and then, but for the most part, you're okay. Tammy, I'm glad you're going to post your picture. Tammy, when you post your picture in the group, talk about what you learned when doing it. That'll help other people. Remember, guys, your posts help other people. Yeah, I would agree with you. The Thomas Kincaid is coming along beautifully. Okay, let's get going on this. Remind me who has this book. All right, Ivory. Grace, it's you that's got it. Okay. All right. Grace, I'm really glad you bought this book because that also means that if you decide to do anything else out of it, you now have this experience to go by. All right, let me move camera just a little bit. Oh, Grace, this is one of the first ones you ever bought. You've done about 8 pictures in it. Really? Grace, do everybody a favor and post your 8 pictures. Do them as individual posts in Facebook. Again, just be sure to put in book title and author. Okay. Ivy, hello. Where you been, girl? Ivy, do you have your Facebook set up? Now, when you get to these pink cloud areas, your ivy goes right over the top of it to soften them up. Now, it's amazing how one little color can bring a lot of things together. Okay, let's move up. Grace, will you post your pictures in Facebook individually out of this book? I'd love to see what you did. Yeah, Ivy, watch the replay. The Renoir turned out beautifully. And guess what, guys? It's not hard. Okay. Any questions about how this is looking? Okay. Now I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath this corner. And that way, if I scooch off the edge of the paper, it's no big deal. All right, let me pull out. This is a major portion of the book, of the scene. Check it out. Now let's go ahead and get some of these clouds on the top before I run out of time. I've got about 10 more minutes. So we're going to take a medium gray. Oh, that might be a little too dark. Now, if you select a gray and it's a little bit too dark for you, you have two options. You can either use that gray but go really light with it, or get a lighter gray. I'm opting to use the gray that I first picked up. I'm just going to go a little lighter with it. All right, let me turn this. And we're going to be working with grays and purples. So the first color I'm going to work with is my medium purple. Ivy, do you have one of my books? Okay. Yeah, I know that you were referring to Facebook. Now, I'm going to come in with my medium gray. Ivy, I'd like you to send me an email. I have something for you. Okay. Gypsy, I'm going to be signing off in about 5 minutes. Now, again, we're stuck with these lines that the author originally put in. Good night, Gypsy. Hang with me, guys. 5 more minutes. And then my gray. Any questions so far? All right, let me pull out. Finger blend. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. So we had a very productive night. I finished the Renoir. For those of you that colored with me, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you followed along and paced me, you learned a lot. And then we worked out of our Thomas Kincaid book, Painter of Light. I've been working on the top portion. I'll get back to the bottom. I just wanted to do something different. Okay, guys, take care. Love you to pieces. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. And we'll see what else trouble we can get into. Guys, please hit that like arrow. Please share this broadcast. That way other people can relax and come in like you guys do. All right. Till tomorrow night then. Love you guys. Bye.